All right. I just wanted to make a video to kind of further explain my email. So like when they're just moving around at their own free will, they're pretty anxious, nervy dogs. But I'm assuming that's playing a pretty big part into their problem behaviors at home, just because they express their anxiety through movement and then they deflect that onto each other. So I have them dragging around leashes. The reason for that is I want to communicate more effectively with them without adding to the already anxious environment and help them make better choices. So when I'm talking about enforcing behaviors, what I really mean is just asking for follow through when I give them direction. And again, I want to do it in a way that is helpful to not fuel the already energetic moments. So how dogs communicate, they're very physical. They're not verbal how we are, right? Like humans, we use words, that's how we communicate. Dogs are not the same way. Like obviously they make noises, it's much more emotional based, like barking is excitement or frustration, growling in space, blah, blah, blah. So I want to give calm but assertive guidance, and I want to do it in a way that they are more understanding. So I want to make sure I'm using body language, correct body language. If I'm asking for something, I want to stand calmly but assertively, facing them front on. And if I need them to come into my space, I might soften my tone a little bit by kind of leaning over and things like that. So just inviting them into my space. Halen, out, thank you. When I'm giving them direction verbally, I'm going to be super minimal. So I'm not going to shout the name a bunch of times, I'm not going to repeat myself. I want it to be one time, Halen, Toto, come, good job guys. And I can use praise, can be a little bit more exciting, right? The goal here is to create a calmer state of mind and to help them make better decisions. So if they are starting to, like right there, I don't think you can see they're playing, hey, come on. I'm going to just mitigate that. I'm going to step in and give them guidance. And I want to kind of interrupt that spicy sibling excitement, just to kind of show them like, hey, like that's a little bit too much. I don't necessarily need them to stop playing with each other, but I would show them every time we get to that level, we're not allowed to do that. But again, if we're going too crazy, Halen, out, pick up. If we're presenting ourselves the exact same way that they are, hey, I blah, 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 now we're playing too, right? So we're just adding to that. So it's just doing these things, isolating that to this context. It might not be as, like you're already saying that they're not listening to you the exact same way. And that's just because the relationship isn't quite there yet. So I want to, hey, out. That's not them, that's another dog in the corner. I want to really enforce things even outside of this context. So, hey, Halen. If I need one of them to do something, and I already know because there's two of them, they get a little bit jealous of each other and they feed off of each other's excitement. That leash gives me this tie where I can communicate now and I can ask for things. Toto! Hi, good girl! So if I want Halen, come here. And I want him to do something, sit, and he's like all crazy everywhere. Nope, now I have the leash. Sit. Nope. Sit. Nope. Sit. Good. Very good. Good boy. Okay. It's all right that he doesn't listen. I mean, it's not all right. But if he doesn't listen the first time around, that doesn't mean he just doesn't listen. I'm going to keep asking until he does it. I'm painting that picture of it doesn't matter that there's other things happening around you. You're not motivated by anything that I have to offer. None of that matters. I need you to do this. This is what my expectation is. This is what I want my relationship to be. We have to be able to enforce that. If he is naked and they're just ping-ponging off of each other, that's going to make it really frustrating for you, and it's going to give them the advantage that they can just completely blow you off. So now I need Halen to do stuff with me. Halen, come on. Yes, it's a lot more work with the leashes, but long term, it'll be much more lucrative. No, out. Halen, come on. Nope, 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 nope. Sit. Good. Sit. Go. We're just painting a picture of what we're looking for. We're helping establish calmer mindsets, but we have to be, no, Toto, sit. We have to be more effective with how we're communicating. No, good, very good. And we have to do it at the base level, good. Okay. In order for them to understand where we're coming from, what we're looking for, what we're expecting, and how we're going to enforce those things. We have to be consistent, we have to follow through with things, and we have to be calm and assertive about it. If we're just letting them do crazy yeah stuff all the time and then we're getting frustrated, like, I just gotta go away, that's not enough information for them. It's a good step in the right direction, like I said in the email. If they're getting really crazy and they're not listening to you tell them to stop it, put them away. Every time we get to this level, everything goes away, you can't have fun anymore. And it might not always especially if it's just that step, it might not completely change things because they're still successfully doing other things elsewhere. So I'm trying to make this make sense, and now I'm kind of rambling. We have to be the same with them across the board. We have to really heighten our expectations. And it's not meant, I don't want it to be interpreted as like I'm like being this overbearing person. I just want clarity. The reason that they're making mistakes is because they're just not completely understanding, right? Like a lot of times if we're trying to get our dog to do something and there's all of these things happening and we're inconsistent with what we're looking for, the dog is like, I just don't know where my rules are. And if a dog, if they or one of them has found success previously, like I really like doing this, and now that's being questioned and it's being, now there's conflict and now being challenged with being allowed to do that, you're gonna see the dog say, hey, I still wanna do that, how can I find that advantage again? And that can look like, because it is, the behavior getting worse before it gets better. And I want that to be recognized so we can just keep working them through that. But wow, you're really being bad about this, too bad, I'm gonna keep asking. And eventually what you'll experience is an extinction burst, it gets really bad, and then they find out, I can't do it, so whatever. And then the dog will go back. They'll just accept that they're doing what you're asking them to do. You'll see the dog settle into behavior. Usually you'll see like okay, fine, whatever. But that's a moment of clarity. The dog understanding, okay, this is what my option is, regardless of what my competing motivators are. But if you toss in the towel and you're like, this is really frustrating, I don't get it, I don't have time for this, that then becomes the new goalpost of what the dog thinks that they need to do in order to find that success. And the next time you try to do this dance again, they're gonna start at that level and you're really gonna get frustrated. So, Halen, oh my gosh, Toto, you collected hairs with this leash. And so like right now they just have leashes. The leash is attached to their flat collars. If they're just running around the house with leashes on, I wouldn't have, and you don't have the prong collars yet, I wouldn't necessarily have them in prong collars because I don't want them, like if it gets caught on something, I don't want them to correct themselves with that. This is just to give you better feedback. If they're being crazy, now I have a leash like, whew, you need to calm your butt down, bring you back into my space, and now I can ask for things. And if you decide they're like, I don't want to do that, and they walk away, they can't just leave. Toto, come here, sit. Good. Halen, sit. Good. So if they're trying to play with each other and you ask them to sit and they're like, I don't want to sit, and they just start playing with each other, they're naked, then that is their option. Good. Now I can say, nope, you need to do it. I'm going to keep asking until I get that. Good job. Okay, now I can go back to doing that. So when I say follow through, that's what I mean. I'm using leash pressure to enforce that they do the thing that I want. I'm going to keep you in my space until you're showing the thing that I'm looking for. I'm applying pressure. Toto, come here. So if I want her to sit, Toto, sit, and she doesn't, there's the windows cracking. Now I'm going to apply leash pressure. Sit. Good. And I'm going to keep that pressure applied. I can do tappies. They respond much better to taps than just like steady tension. And then as soon as the behavior is there, good, that pressure goes away again. Okay, I'm going to show that again. Toto, sit. Good. Very good. Okay. Halen, sit. Pressure. Good. There has to be release of pressure when they show the behavior that we're looking for them to realize, oh, that's what you're looking for. This annoyance goes away when I do the thing. If we just keep pressure like this all of the time, they will just ignore it, right? They're like, this is just part of what I have to deal with. And they neutralize to that pressure, and then it doesn't mean anything anymore. So there has to be, Toto, out, yes. There has to be pressure application for when we're looking for something, removal of pressure when we have the desired behavior to help them relax. Like we're trying to change mindset, right? I want them learning how to settle and self-soothe because they are really anxious dogs. Like that is just what we have. We have very good. We have very anxious dogs. There's a hair in my mouth, and they feed off of each other. And I don't want to just have, sorry, the head. I don't want, sorry, just punishment. Like, I don't want to just like suppression, you can't do anything. I want to help them through pressure and release of, out, Halen, thank you. This is how you settle. We have to cultivate that because they're not going to do it on their own. They've already found reinforcement by moving around. Like for me, I'm an anxious person, I chew my fingernails a lot. So I've found other outlets to help relieve a lot of that anxiety. For dogs, they don't necessarily process that's what's going on, so we have to do that for them. Same thing for kids when they are cranky and irritable. We have to show them like you have to take a nap. They don't want to do it. They protested all of those things. We work with them to show them how to take naps so that they can relax and settle down and have that skill set and that as part of their life to help handle things better. So the same thing for dogs. Like it's not just you're being banished, go hang out in your place. It's I need you to relax right now. We're doing relaxation time. You need to do that too. So like the big thing that we're going to go over is our place command on leashes, because that's how we communicate with them better when they're getting all squirrely. We're going to find an area for them to hang out. They're getting really worked up and rambunctious, and we're trying to do movies, dinner, whatever it is that you guys do when you guys relax. For as long as you're relaxing, we're going to ask them to come hang out. I would have them slightly separate. It could be next to each other, but if they're on the same place, then they're going to pick at each other and squabble like kids do.